Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Batman Arkham Asylum. We're at 13% and we're going to continue the story. Let's see how long this really takes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it really doesn't take a lot to load. Alright, now in all fairness, let's be honest here. My computer has like one of the best possible SSDs you can have. It's an NVMe SSD that's like this little stick of gum sized circuit board that you put into a computer. In fact, it's a newer addition to my computer, so actually I had to use an adapter just to get the speed as high as it should be. So that's great, and certainly even with the most reasonable amount of speedy technology, modern games still don't take a while to load. But it's nice to see it 2009 game not really take any loading.
Say good night, Bats. Boom! Only kidding. Got a few more surprises in store for you.
So,
prepare to face your fear.
by having the Joker sit in a thing and talk to you, that severely limits the amount of animation you have to do. We've got the mouse in the wrong way. These Scarecrow sections with the Scarecrow gas, that's Zaz. These were the sections of the game that were very highly
It looks like the good doctor has started early. Your appointment is for hours. I'm sure you'll be buzzed through when he's ready. Tell me, Bats, what are you really scared of?
so
Failing to save this cesspool of a city? Not finding the commissioner in time?
so it's gonna be kind of weird to
In a thong?
go through this and try and get a bunch of collectibles when and this very well may just walk me out to a different area. Like I don't know if I'm going the right way now, or did I just happen to find a secret passageway? So here we can see there's a Riddler trophy, and we can see more things. With the effects of the gas, you're very possibly hallucinating everything you see in the game. And yeah, these sections are kind of critically acclaimed. And see, there's another section that, until we get some way to blow that up, we're not going to be able to go any further. And we're still trying to save Commissioner Gordon. So this was the right direction. But instead of playing a spooky, scary section, you've got a bright light here, which is very video gamey, telling you which way to go. And you should be playing like this, so you're going to be in detective mode the whole time. And that's going to be pretty crazy. I do think once we actually get into the full force of the Scarecrow gas, which is different than the Joker gas, which is really just laughing gas, it'll probably jump us out of detective mode and we'll probably be in the section. See, take care. The camera is tilting, and it is tilting quite a lot as we go forward. And so let's just turn off detective mode and start walking here.
Please help me, Batman. No!
So was any of that real? or was that simply a hallucination? All we really are doing right now is just still going from point A to point B, which is mostly all we've been doing in the game, short of the small sections of fighting and the challenges of fighting and the collectibles. Lots and lots of collectibles. Let's see. Alright. So we see a dead body over there of Commissioner Gordon. And yeah, there's basically not going to be anything here to collect. Really weird why there would be somebody over here, I guess maybe trying to crawl through a grate, but in a insane asylum / prison, the grate would almost certainly be securely attached, so that's hardly a way to try and escape. And otherwise this is just a completely dead end. Look at his eyes, by the way, they are glowing red. You wouldn't see that in detective mode. But yeah, people really like this section, and this is definitely not a part of the game I would have taken out, but it takes a while to get to this section too, so I could see a scenario where people wouldn't be very interested in the game up until this point.
Jen.
In the background we saw a shadow, and we are still going
Barbara.
from cutscene.
I'm sorry. I was too late.
I'm sorry. The number you've dialed isn't available. Please leave a message after the tone.
By the way, I'm trying a new
Barbara,
cord
are you
on
there?
my microphone, so hopefully I don't cut out. Hopefully my microphone won't mess up and cut out, and because that would be an indicator that I need to buy a whole new microphone, which I would hate to have to do. I think you can actually game over in a section of this, but I think it's kind of unlikely, at least not, or it'll be pretty obvious. And as we're walking, the walls are just breaking and things are getting weirder and weirder. There's bugs crawling over the place. It feels almost like a Silent Hill, like, PT predecessor concept, just more and more bugs. There is an underlying characterization of Batman that he, at least according to one backstory, fell into a bat cave as a kid. I think after his parents were killed, but maybe before, and that became his fear of bats, and then he overcame his fear of bats, and that's why the bat cave is a bat cave under the Wayne Manor lands estate. But also it explains how the bat cave was kind of built without digging out massive amounts of dirt and nobody noticing. Although you'd still need a lot of contractors that you would have had to sworn to secrecy. As we look at this zoomed in, it's not really cockroaches that they're animating. They're little brown globules just appearing and disappearing. I mean, you might make the argument that they are cockroaches or bits of blood, but they're kind of nothing. But I guess they assumed for you to just embrace this horror of the section. But I have to admit, like, unless I turn the contrast down as low as it needed, as they wanted me to turn it down, there's still a lot of light, and only a small amount of tension building. Let's face it, all we've done is walk down a hallway. you should have been building tension for a good 10-20 minutes before this point, and that's just not there. And so now we're in the morgue. See, now we're getting creepy voices. You shouldn't be here. It's probably not as scary as saying you should be here in the morgue. Yeah, and there's kind of just nothing here. I imagine in these scare sections in particular, you probably would have to come back a second time to get any of the collectibles. Like, so it's a real testament of just how short this game is, that you go from one hallway where it's somewhat reasonable what you're seeing is real to the second room where you're hearing full auditory hallucinations. I don't know if they really build up. The general idea is that Bruce Wayne is always afraid, I guess, and thus always plans for every scenario, and overcomes a lot of that fear. But he's not like Daredevil, whose subtitle was "The Man Without Fear." So it's kind of a complicated message that's being said. And I think they're just waiting for me to walk to a specific point. Well, geez, I guess I'm gonna have to just leave, because I feel like the idea is that they're telling me to get out. But let me just state it for the record. I'm not leaving because I'm hearing voices. I'm leaving because there's no other option. And so the thing you would want to do is, I guess, walk through the door again, but I don't know if that would break the sequence. Yeah, it would, so the door has been blocked. They actually animated the door being blocked, and then they never used that again in the game, as far as I imagine. I can't go into detective mode right now. So we're in the morgue. Who do you imagine will be wrapped up in the body bags? Almost certainly it's his parents. There is the later comic book series that they told for Batman Death in the Family, where the Joker threatened that he had murdered somebody, and he had it under a cloche, which is just a metal dome that you use to serve food. And that was across many Batman series and spin-off Friends of Batman's, Batgirl, Robin stories. And Death of the Family, I think maybe somebody was dead, maybe somebody wasn't. I think it drove Batman crazy for a while and broke the Bat family apart, but they're almost always falling apart anyway, so it's not like this story predicted that or anything. So we can open a body bag, we can open a body bag, and we can open a body bag. What would be the creepiest is if he saw his younger self dead.
Father, you should have stood up to him, son.
Stood up to a crazy guy with a gun. That's ridiculous. there have been some stories trying to expand on Bruce Wayne's father and mother. I don't know how much of it really is important or canonical.
Mom?
Help us, Bruce. Don't let us die.
Like, it's an unrealistic regret to have, to think that a kid would have been able to save his parents who were getting mugged and got shot at random. And again, all they had to animate there was the neck twisting and them talking. Kinda lazy, but it makes sense for a body bag. And so, yeah, this is either going to be James Gordon or Commissioner Gordon or young Bruce Wayne. Or Scarecrow, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a bit of Scarecrow's costume there. It would have been better if it was your kids. Alright. So over there, we now see that the entire world is falling apart. Arguably, Scarecrow's gas is not as useful or as strong as it should be. They make it out like it's really strong, but it doesn't like immediately kill somebody infected with it. So let's kind of run around here. And the carnival music playing. I don't know what that is supposed to imply. So this is basically, yeah, I don't know if there was some secret around the music. I don't think there is. I think this is mostly just still walking though, with a slight change. We're gonna run, and this is like the operating room again. We ran and jumped twice, then we have an in-game cutscene. So now we've got this giant hallucinated Scarecrow. And you have to avoid the light, and we certainly haven't played that before. Honestly, this would have been a better idea to implement earlier in the game. That way you could make the argument that a lot of what is shown and seen in the game is due to being infected by the gas and the like. So when you try to go into detective mode, by the way, it doesn't work, but for a moment there I did just flash into the skin of let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to blow up this wall and just have known that the wall was the thing that was supposed to be blown up. This is basically an experiment on and seemingly he just cannot twist around enough to see me. But it does seem like I'm gonna have to run and go and jump after this point, because that does seem like it is just gonna constantly happen. and we're gonna shoot the light either at him or at some bats that are gonna attack him. It's kind of silly to think that in Batman's mind, the bat signal is the thing. By the way, you seem to be getting an achievement, and I don't know why it popped up, but you probably didn't see it.
I'm okay.
You get an achievement like every little section of the game.
Sure you're all right. Have you found my dad?
I'm fine. Had a little run-in with Scarecrow, slowed me down. I'll get back to you in a bit.
So, we're back to reality after that little platformer and kind of an experiment on what if the game was more of a 2.5D platformer compared to a 3D open world adventure, which arguably is not so open world. We have also something here. What silent killer of the oceans can be found?
What silent killer of the oceans can be found in a tiny jar?
Yep. I think I might prefer them to just not read out the hint at all. So, what is this? Great white shark. The great white shark.
Another one? Can it be? No, there's no way. You can't find them all. It's impossible.
I don't think there's anything else in here to find or collect. Yep. But yeah, had they started the story with you getting infected by the Scarecrow and being a little crazy, they could have had jump scares all over the time, all out for the course of the game, and that would have certainly helped you switch pacing a lot more in the game. Because that's not the case, you're limited to 3, maybe 4 Scarecrow sections where you get gassed over and over again, which you'd assume Batman would either have an anti-Scarecrow antidote or a gas mask by default. I mean, that would have been a clear and obvious thing to either have on your utility belt already or grab from the trunk of the Batmobile, and yet they didn't. But yeah, having 3 or 4 limited sections of scariness and then the rest of the game being more action oriented is not the way to establish a mood, and it would open up the door to transitioning the game where you wouldn't really need so much action and fighting in the first place. The idea of this just being a detective story where Batman is going through Arkham Asylum trying to figure out how the Joker escaped. By one of the games, by the last game, I believe, in the Arkham series, Batman is kind of just seeing visions of the Joker, and it's talking to him. I'm not sure it really scares him much in that game, since I haven't played that. I actually did look at all the Arkham games I have, and the way they bundle it, because the creators of Arkham Asylum don't consider the 3rd game in the series, Arkham Origins, as something that they want to promote, or particularly that it's in canon. They don't bundle on Steam that game. So when I bought the bundle, I got the 1st game, the 2nd game, and the 4th game, and Arkham Origins I don't own. And I very possibly won't get around to purchasing it by the time it would be appropriate to play it. Whereas most people will, if they did stick with this series all the way to the end, would have played Arkham Origins as the 3rd game in the series. I guess if there's any question, it should be stated clearly that he did not actually talk to Barbara Gordon when he was hit with the gas, and he was hit with the gas in the elevator, not... Look, they painted it twice. So if you look at the map, I went in an area and then I'm coming right back through that area. There's kind of nothing you can do here. It's just going to be a fight on the other side.
It wasn't Gordon. Crane's gas must have affected me more than I thought.
Are you lost, little bat? Having trouble figuring out what's real and what's just a figment of your twisted little mind? Same here. Just roll with it.
You can't scan this guy?
It's easier
Yeah.
once you get in. It really does.
So yeah, we've got a stun attack we can do with B, which we have to do for the other guy unless we get a combo going. Like, and you can probably tell I'm a little rusty here, and that has allowed him to
Listen, no more
to
tricks.
do a lot of
Just
damage
one
there. I
last
nearly
puzzle and you
lost.
can have Gordon. And a little more. Oh, I can't wait.
And after that fight, I didn't beat up enough people to even recover all of my health. There's no items or abilities to increase your health. So, if you played really badly, which is probably a little difficult to do, then you very possibly would just be in a scenario of imminent failure. I guess that's why they added the chattering teeth, because they are kind of weird. I mean, they're a nice little throwback to like Batman 86, 66, not 86. But let's see. Do I want to go back into the other area? Or do I want to follow the story? Because we have like all these other sections that I guess we'll just do later.
Your precious police commissioner is just through the glass. Take
Is
a
this
look.
bear the bane
Harley's
of
under
life?
strict instructions to kill the old man if any of my guys even think you're in the room. They're patrolling down there. I've told them all you're on the way. So here's the deal. If you can find a way to get to Harley without anyone realizing, I'll give you your next present. Fail, and the old Carter dies. Hell, I may even give you Harley. It looks like you could use a new sidekick.
Yeah, there's really no telling here.
A
Yeah,
map
we've
will
got a
always
secrets
help
map.
those who are stuck.
Like, there's really no indication if you have a Robin right now in this story. Maybe, maybe not. Probably at the time, if I was a big DC Comics fan, I would be able to know. So this is, I think, Bane's bear. Bane being the character that is best known for breaking Batman's back. Let's see. Came out in '93. I'm surprised it was that late. We are really filling out this board. There's only, let's see, 5, 8, 11, 12, plus another 6, 18, 19, 20 squares of characters. And we probably will get little bits more of information, but It does definitely indicate there's not a lot of we're not going to get into like the botanical gardens and find that that's a much larger area. I wouldn't be surprised if we get into the botanical gardens and find that it is just one big boss area. I wouldn't be surprised if we get into at least one section and find that it's actually just a shortcut to a final boss fight. As we continue to move.
Joker's not messing. He wants the old man kept safe from Batman. Anyone gets near him, and it won't be me carrying the can.
No problem. Nothing's getting past me. Batman'll be a dead man, and I'll be famous.
Whatever. Get over there and keep looking. Now go!
Alright. So I don't think...
Remember, you even smell a man in tights and Harley kills the old man.
I don't think you're trying to take out all of these people. Well, that would be an interesting challenge.
We're gonna get married. It's gonna be so cool.
There's a body that seems to definitely be hanging as if it was kind of crucified. This guy...
It's gonna be so cool, old man. Just wait and see.
Keep your trap shut. You won't get away with this.
There's still tobacco tracking, by the way. At least it's not pink.
Harley's got the old man up top. If you see the bat or anyone else skulking around, he dies.
So, do I want to stealth kill anybody, or do I just want to secure Gordon? Like,
Mr. J won't
ideally,
let anything happen to me, boys. He loves me too much
the
to
idea
see me hurt.
here
You guys, maybe
is
not
to
so much.
just sneak around and do
Thank
nothing
the
else.
Lord. I thought you'd have...
Mr. J is so going to beat Bat Brain. He doesn't stand a chance.
You'll be caught, Quinn. Caught and locked up.
Alright, let's look at the map here. It's not really zoomed in enough that we can see inside of it. So I think I've made a mistake here.
Listen up, boys. The commissioner's
And
just dying for one of you to spot the bat freak.
I think I am supposed to take
Harley
stealth
ops the old
takedowns.
man. I've got a shiny prize for the one who sees him first.
But you don't have like a
This old man looks like he's gonna pee himself.
you don't have like a way to drag the body or hide the body. That's not a gameplay mechanic they added. So
You know, you really should color that hair of
I
yours.
think
All
that body
gray
that's
makes you
hanging
look
may just be
so
Bane.
old.
You think
So,
anything you gotta say
we clear
matters
this
to me?
room and there's a decent chance that it will end up fighting Bane. So there's a guy over to the left,
Harley's
a guy
got the old
walking
man up
that
top.
direction.
See the bat or anyone else skulking around, he
So I'm
dies.
gonna just try and take down this guy. Is there some more safety?
Anyone out there seen Bat Brain yet? No? Not surprised. He's chicken. Mr. J has won again.
Yeah. Oh, this is not good. I think this guy is potentially gonna see me. So I'm just kind of hoping that I don't get seen. And we're also hoping. I heard what sounded like somebody seeing me.
Harley kills the old man.
So I think that guy did see me for a brief second. And I'm just hoping he can't see where I am right now.
This old man looks like he's gonna pee himself. Someone bring me a bucket.
So I'm hoping this guy will walk right past me, and then we'll give him a decent
Mr. J
amount.
is so going to beat Fat Brain. He doesn't stand a chance.
Just
Keep your
climb
trap shut.
down.
You won't get away with this.
Well, climbing down didn't work. I see just one more guy, and that's Harley Quinn.
Harley's got the old man up top. See the bat or anyone else coming around, he dies.
And see, we cannot see Bane really there. And is there any other collectibles?
When Mr. J kills Batman, we're gonna get married. It's gonna be so cool.
I don't think that there's any other sneak paths or anything.
You
And
know, you really should color that hair of yours. All that gray makes you look so old.
You'll be caught, Quinn. Caught locked up.
so how am I supposed to get up there and catch Harley Quinn without her shooting Commissioner
Listen
Gordon?
up, boys. The commissioner's just dying for one
Like,
of
this
you
door
smart
does
bat
not open
freak.
yet.
Harley offs the old man. I've got a shiny prize for the one who sees him first.
Alright, so it seems to me there's a Riddler trophy up there and the like a shielded
Mr. J won't
section.
let anything happen to me, boys. He loves me too much to see me hurt. You guys, maybe not so much.
Alright. Why takedown through the glass? Which that's the first time we've been able to do that.
He's out of control. He's trying to prove something. I'm not sure I can stop him this
Take note there that
You'll
they
do it. Batman, listen.
kind
You're
of
not
didn't
alone.
implement
He's
the
got something
standard
else down there.
brutality that you would see in the other fights. He just kind of hits her and knocks her out in one hit, whereas we've been slamming people's heads into the ground non-stop as far as the general henchman. Also, Batman doesn't put any handcuffs on her or do anything else to ensure she can't get away.
It wants Dr. Young's login.
Never mind that. Get behind me, now. Bane.
I thought he broke out of Blackgate.
Cut me down.
Who did this to you?
Dr. Young, the Bruja. She drained the venom from my blood. Must stop her.
Sorry, Has-Bane. The good doctor won't be a problem much longer. How do you like my puppet? What say we cut him down?
So, Bane is infected with this venom toxin that makes him crazy and super strong, and they've been sucking it out of him for Project Titan. This isn't a particularly good place for a fight, though, and this is all just a pre-rendered cutscene, more of a cartoon than a video game.
Nice lady.
And I think they tried to animate there that the wall caved in differently. behind him, but they really didn't animate that well. Alright. Alright, so I see this, but hitting that doesn't seem to do anything. Did he break anything?
I will break you this time, Batman.
Alright, well, let's see if we can spray some explosive gel and decide if you'll run towards the explosive gel. Tap for quick battering. That doesn't work. To stun Bane while he's charging. So the game has to really tell us what to do.
You will not escape me again.
Alright, so that lets him stunned, and then that hits him here, and so then we can do a 2-hit combo, and I guess on easy mode that's all that really needed to be done. I gotta be a little careful. Probably don't want to be too close to him. And in a weird way, what they've done here is throwing me some extra health more than anything else. Because defeating these guys will give me more health, but it may not be enough health fast enough. So we'll see how much, if any, health I regain in that XP in that exchange. There we go. But then you jump out of the way, and so then you have to run towards him. Is this going to be a Nintendo style defeat 3 of the defeat him 3 times, or is this going to be more of a you have to do it 5 times type example? Remember, I do have this A and X throw, but it's not great. Yeah, I'm desperately suffering. Like, can I possibly pull this off and not die while nearly dying? And that just ends the fight. And that's just another achievement. Steam has gotten crazy about turning on the Steam overlay, even though I've told it to turn it off. And then a very quick jump there where we're walking outside via a sewer grate from that fight area that we have no idea where it is.
Batman, you okay?
And how did he get there?
Where's Quinn? Gone. Must have gotten loose while Bane was throwing you around.
What would be funny is if this was Clayface faking to be
I'm not a
Commissioner
rookie.
Gordon.
I can handle myself.
Commissioner Gordon being particularly old looking in this version.
I will break you, Batman. Then the Bruja.
No, Bane. This time I break you.
So he drives the Batmobile right into the ocean, which, had that happened earlier, it would explain why the Batmobile isn't involved in the rest of the game. They've almost certainly
Get back to the mainland.
wanted at some point to have a Batmobile section. Although they did have a Batmobile section in the
Radio claims he's
4th
planting
game, and that
bombs
was
all
some of
over
the worst
Gotham.
parts.
Gotham will panic. You're needed there.
We're ready to go now, sir.
Bane called Dr. Young Bruja. What does it mean?
It's Spanish for witch.
Oracle, go through the city's computers. Pull up all you can find on Dr. Young. I'll go through anything you find once I get to the cave.
A bat cave on Arkham Island?
I built it years ago. It's best to plan ahead for situations like this.
How'd you manage to keep this a secret?
It's me, remember?
So do you think Dr. Young's been experimenting with venom? The same chemical that turns Bane into that animal?
Yes, I'm worried. Bane seemed even more powerful than usual. Joker wants the venom, and that can only be trouble.
I'm heading to Dead Man's Point in Arkham North. I'll contact you once I'm in the Batcave.
That last line of dialogue sounded like it was recorded completely at a completely different time, or a completely different in a completely different recording booth. Yeah, keeping it on Arkham Island, the car did need to be eliminated. It is a little bit more dramatic to have it drive off the edge, but probably would have been a little bit easier and wiser to simply have him leave his Batmobile on the other side of a fence instead of doing anything else with it. So we are back in Arkham West, and they want us to find the cave entrance in intensive treatment. As far as collectibles here,
Does Scarecrow's gas break down barriers as it drives you insane?
and Zaz's County. So we still have that. We still have this. Like, the only ability we really are missing is the same abilities we were missing before. So Scarecrow's gas breakdown barriers. Is that supposed to be this EMS? Yeah, I don't think that's the solution to that riddle. And this area had people, bad guys in it before, so it's not really anything new. And we don't have a map for this area. Let's see. Let's try something here. Walk here. And that's 2 down. And then hit the right trigger and Y to smash their heads into the ground. So cheating around that system is not a bad idea. It looks like there's more people to fight over there, which would give us more experience. Meanwhile, it seems to me like they want you to probably not work your way around this way and back that way. They probably do want you just to fight this. So let's go ahead and do that. And then that'll be it for this recording. We'll walk through the door. Come on. that one did not work as well, but whatever. Take note, it is jumping around a lot here. So you got a pretty high distance in which you can jump from one attack to another sometimes. Right, critical strike. The problem with this is there's a body sliding down the slope there. The problem is it is half button mashing and half not button mashing. So you get left with this awkward feeling that's never quite what you would expect from it. And I guess you're not supposed to go into the penitentiary? I guess you're supposed to walk this way? And is that gonna do the save? Do those doors?
What's the deal with Dead Man's Point? It's been a favorite suicide location in Arkham Island for over 100 years.
Yeah, I know. I once saved an unfortunate inmate from leaping off into the rocks below. I found a cave entrance and over the years have moved a number of supplies here. It's a regular home away from home.
So can we just walk through this door? No. So we're looking in the lower right for a save point, just in case I have to exit out. There we go. Let's face it, they're too dense in the wall. Alright. Well, that's going to be it for this recording. Everything went well. My audio did not cut out. It does seem like I just need to buy a new cord for it. Right now I'm using 2 USB extension cords and a at most 3-inch long USB Type A connector to mini USB connector, not to be confused with micro USB or USB-C connectors. Mini USB connectors, pretty out of fashion. And yeah, I wouldn't really recommend using a Blue Yeti if it's still using that connector, because that's pretty much not used by anything these days. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.